Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Melody. I'm so excited to be back. For those of you who didn't know, I went back home for summer vacation, and guys, it had been 5 good years. So I want to share with you in case you're going to go back home this year from China, from the United Kingdom, from India, from Germany, wherever you are, and it's been a long time since you went back home. If you have had a lifestyle similar to mine and you're going back home, then this video might be very useful to you. So by lifestyle, I mean we share, similar things, but it might not be similar lifestyles, but some of the things you can resonate with. This is just to prepare you for the unknown future that you're about to face, because honestly, okay, you'll be very excited to go home. As for me, I was very, very excited. And some of the things that I faced there, I never saw coming. But for some of them, some people before I went back, they told me that you're going to experience them. So before we talk much, let's just dive right into it. The first thing that I want to talk about that will surprise you, or that you already know but you forgot about, is most people will be into your business. I say this because here in China, you might be in a different country, but here your life is your own business. Like, of course, there is gossip everywhere. Of course, people meet up, people gather, people are accountable to some people, yeah, but it's not as much. But then when you go home, people are always looking at you, your ups and downs, what you're doing. Some of you might not experience it as I experienced, but I realized that people actually do take your own matters into their own hands, one out of care and love, and another out of just curiosity as humans. When people hear that, oh, this child at my Anesu's place is back. Anesu is back after 7 years. People are always going to be like, oh, so what's up? What is he now doing? Is he now a doctor? What was he doing over there? This and the other. What car is he now driving? Does he have money? Has he changed? Has he gained weight? Like, everything. They make it their business. And like I said, it's not always on the negative side, but you might find it exhausting. The second thing is that you are going to find out that things have changed. Yeah, like 5 years for me was a long time. Like, I left kids when they were like very little. For example, my sister, whom I recorded the last video with, if you watched it, about important things in life, she was 7 years old. When I got back home, she was like 12, guys, like 12. Can you imagine? So obviously things are going to change. You're not going to find the same people in the same place. Like for me, the same horde had changed. There were new people. Like, people who are in the streets are now different than those I left. Your friends, they moved to other cities to work. They are now married, nowhere to be found. Like, you used to hang out all the time, but now they're not there, or they even went abroad. So things have changed. So yeah, don't expect it to be the same when you get there. Then the third thing I want to talk about is family. Now, I have heard some people say that when they got home, it was kind of hard for them to like fellowship with their family as usual, like that thing where there's a gathering and you're so happy to be with family. Most of the times you just want to isolate yourself or be on your phone and do other things, like just being alone, not because you hate people, but you're just not used to having people around you every time, or even many people around you. Like, for example, in our household, we were like 8 or 9 at a particular time. And for me here, I usually stay alone. Like, I'm usually alone. But now it was like a whole family around me. And well, for me, it didn't take me a lot to adjust to that because that is the family that I came from. In fact, I was very happy to mix and mingle with them, and it was always a good time. But for some people, especially for my introvert friends, you might find it a bit challenging. Yeah. Expectations. Yeah. Now, when it comes to expectations, people expect you to now behave like an adult, and they now put certain responsibilities on you. They also give you some kind of respect because you have grown up. Like for me, for example, I was telling my friend that when I was back home back then and the way I went back home now, I feel like the way my parents were treating me has now changed. Like they talk to me as an adult. Yeah. So if you are, let's say, in my shoes or in that kind of a situation, you're not going back there as a child because hey, you have grown. And so certain responsibilities are going to come upon you and people expect you to take action. If you were a child back then and they told you like we need to make contributions for my Nengi and Nengi's funeral or sister Nengi and brother Nengi's wedding and you didn't contribute anything, nobody took it seriously because you were still younger. But this time around, like if there are contributions to be made, donations and all that, people actually expect you to make a move because they know that by now, you know, you should have something going. So in case you didn't realize it or didn't know, you need to get your house in order before you go back to your country. Because let me talk about the financial demand. In fact, let me make it a different part of this conversation. People expect you to be financially stable, not exactly stable, but like financially somewhere. You cannot be as broke as some of them are. No offense, but it's like they think that the fact that you're coming from abroad means that you have come with money. And so there are some unreasonable people who might want to take advantage of that and they'll say, ah, you have money. Why are you not giving us? Hey, you are so stingy. Hey, this and that. Or they can just say things that are like out of this world because even if you tell them that you're just a student, they don't care. They don't care. And special thanks to my friend Phoebe. She told me that Melody, before you go home, make sure that you have some money saved up or anything. Otherwise, damn, you don't want to be asking your parents for money every now and then. And yeah, I took that into account. So I didn't want to be in a situation where I am kind of putting anybody in a situation where they have to compromise anything because of me, especially financially. Yeah. So yeah, for that reason, I got prepared. I prepared myself, and thankfully, I was able to do whatever I could. Okay. Yeah. So even if you're a student, as long as you're coming from abroad, you just have to make sure that you have at least some coins, right? Because you're gonna have to do something even for your own things, all right? You just have to like make sure that you will not be found wanting, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, you need to take that responsibility for yourself. Yeah. Is there anything else that I didn't say? Okay, cool. Let me give you this last one. When I went back home, guys, before I was like the last time I was home was in 2018, yeah. Now in 2023, it was like, oh, Melody, when are you graduating? When is the brother in law coming? Or when is the son in law coming? All sorts of things, you know. Like everybody was just asking. I remember that we went to this church conference and everybody was there, guys. And at some point, I got tired. Like, I'm like, okay, are you going to give me the boyfriend so that you'll marry me and or you will come to the wedding or something? Like, of course, I didn't reply them, but it's something that was I was kind of expecting. But I'm like, oh, why are these people asking me this as if you just planned this today and then tomorrow, boom, it happens? I don't know. So I didn't even take offense. I was just like, oh, okay, this is the normal African society. And you know, those people don't even care about when you're going to get a job. Not to talk about if you're working right now, do you have your finances in order or anything like that? They'll be asking about the other half. Yeah, so those are some of the things that I discovered when I went back home. And well, to round this up, let me just say, for the point that I was saying that things have now changed, things are different. Well, the financial situation, or let me say the economic situation in your country, especially if you're from Africa, might not have really changed much. In fact, it might have gotten worse from the time you left. For me, I was going back to Zim, guys. I remember telling one of my friends that I used to hype Harare so much. I would say, oh, when I grow up, I want to be in Harare. I like the city, the life in it, the activities. Well, yeah, the vibe is there. But economically speaking, guys, when I saw the environment, I'm like, damn, Lord, when is this country going to change? Because when coming from here, like when you have seen all the structures, all the beautiful developments, like how quickly Chinese people build, for example, like they can construct a building within months, a whole block. And going back to Zim, and you realize like there's nothing new. It's so frustrating. In fact, it's not frustrating, it's depressing, and it's saddening in the sense that you're like, oh my God, when are we going to develop as a country? What is happening? Like, I think the only major change that I saw in my country was the expansion of the airport, which happened this year. So, which means after all these years, guys, like it gives me stress all the time. Like when you're coming from a different country, especially a developed country, you really see how bad it is. My heart was touched, and I even got emotional at some point because I'm like, I can't believe that someone is busy squandering all these people's money. I don't want to get into politics, but anyway, so yeah, these are some of the things that I saw and experienced when I went back home after 5 years. And yeah, if you are planning to go back home this year or in the next coming future, in the near future, please do. Please do. You don't want to go back there after five people have died or something has gone wrong and now it's an emergency. No, it's good for you to just go and see people while they are happy, while they are alive. You know, you can save up your money, or you can even ask your parents or whoever, your guardian, to help you, and you just go and see them. It'll be a very nice experience. And for me, I thank God because I had to experience that. I was so joyful, I was very happy. My holiday was eventful. I saw people that I had last seen, oh my God, for decades even. And wow, I loved every part of it. So if you're thinking of going back home, don't hesitate. Go there and have fun. And yeah, if you're going there tomorrow or next week, I wish you a safe journey. Yeah, so guys, this is all I had for you. I just wanted to share my experience of going back home after such a long time. Before you go back home next year or the year after that, do all to come back and check this video so that you get some useful tips and remind yourself of them. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.